Good morning. My name is Sean Miller, and today I'll be talking about Operation Noble Eagle. So, Operation Noble Eagle was a strategic air defense mission put into effect days after September 11th attacks, and it was in direct response to the 9/11 attacks. And it incorporated the Canadian forces and the United States forces, and it used fighter planes to patrol around major cities and important infrastructures in hopes of intercepting planes and preventing really any further attacks from happening. And some of the fighter planes they used were the F-15 Eagles, the F-16 Fighting Falcons, and the Canadian forces used the CF-18s. So, like I said, it was comprised of Canadian forces and U.S. forces, and the U.S. forces were made up of the Air National Guard, the U.S. Air Force, and the U.S. Navy. Um, they used a lot of the fighter pilots and fighters for this mission, and this mission is actually still in effect today. And they still have planes patrolling the area, intercepting rogue planes that may be a threat to the U.S., that sort of thing. They had a big emphasis on patrolling around the Kennedy Space Center to protect the Endeavour shuttle, as they thought that that could be a very possible target of an attack if there were to be another one. So, and then they also had a big emphasis of patrolling around power plants and major bridges that, if those were taken down, would have like lasting effects on the U.S. and that region for a while. So they patrolled around any area that was a high probability of being a target of an attack. Why it matters? It drastically changed homeland security in the United States, and it matters to the Navy in particular because the Navy was directly involved. It used Navy fighter pilots, and they continue to run these patrol missions to this day. They've taken down numerous rogue planes, and most of the time we don't even hear about it. It also caused an operational shift in the Navy because it went from more of a broad type aircraft mission set almost to where they were being used a lot more abroad. And then when the 9/11 attacks happened, they had this call to, obviously they needed some planes to come back and be defensive maneuvers almost. And so there was a slight operational shift in the United States Navy to come to the needs of the U.S. And then it also changed the culture of the military to a more defensive role to prevent future attacks. This was mainly a lot more with the aircraft, with the United States Air Force and the United States Navy, and the Department of Homeland Security and Department of Defense worked together and really was much more defensive. In the Homeland Security, they implemented way more like proactive defense ideas rather than just boosting airport security and more metal detectors. They actually were like a driving force in making Operation Noble Eagle happen, and it boosted like a much more defensive image, and it was much more effective because now they could have planes patrolling around that could intercept these possible rogue planes that could be attacking the US, and it could either make them land or take them down if they needed to. And it was a much more effective security and defensive measure. And then this is my works cited. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.